Okay. Where are we going? Okay. Okay. So bags, and more bags. But not just any bags. These are all plastic bags, single-use plastic bags. About 1 trillion worldwide are used each year. And this is relevant to all of us because our beautiful oceans and environment is paying the cost of the throwaway society that we live in. During my time in high school, I was in an environmentalist club where we would educate ourselves on the current issues involving our environment. Our careless throwaway society has caused a major problem in destroying our Earth. In order to halt the growth of such pollution, we must completely ban the distribution of single-use plastic bags in California. Throughout my speech, I will be talking about the problem our thoughtless consumerism has laid out for us and the possible solution of banning single-use plastic bags and solely using paper or reusable ones. First off, I want to talk about what the problem is and why they should be banned and not an option. The pollution of single-use plastic bags are the problem our oceans and environment faces. Humanity's plastic footprint is probably more dangerous than its carbon footprint, said Captain Charles Moore, who discovered the Great Pacific Garbage Patch in 1977. This so-called garbage patch is also known as plastic soup. It's quite remarkable due to its enormous size and vast amounts of tiny particles of plastic. This is located in the Pacific Ocean about 1,000 miles away from California and Hawaii. Imagine looking at your oceans and seeing this. Then would you realize that something needs to be done? There are more cons than pros when it comes to plastic bags. Without a doubt, plastic bags are convenient for consumers, but according to an academic journal titled Reducing Plastic Pollution by Sylvia, the average plastic bag is only used for 5 to 12 minutes, which she says is ironic considering plastic is meant to be reused. Also, according to an article published by Waste Management titled Bags by the Numbers, only 1% of plastic bags are recycled and the remaining plastic ends up in landfills as litter. You can recycle your plastic bags at any grocery store. I used to work at Bonds, and I know that for a fact that there's a recycle bin outside the entrances. And also, the Worldwide Watch Institute estimates that there are 5 trillion single-use plastic bags worldwide, all of which will either end up in our oceans or landfills. Estimated by an organization called 1 Million Women, 200,000 plastic bags are being dumped into our landfills each hour. That's 4,800,000 each day. Keep in mind that these bags aren't biodegradable. Instead, they break down into small pieces that end up in our soil, waterways, and inevitably our oceans. By a show of hands, how many of you have seen the Disney movie WALL-E? It's a good movie. In the movie, which is set 700 years into the future, all humans evacuate Earth due to the high amount of trash, debris, and lack of plant and animal life. Of course, we put our problems onto others by creating robots to clean up our mess as we live in space. This movie should be of high concern to you because at the rate we are accumulating waste and polluting our Earth, this has become a distant reality. Unfortunately, there will always be consequences for our actions, and nevertheless, this is true about the usage of plastic bags in our society. A report by Ellen MacArthur Foundation predicts that by the year 2050, there will be more plastic in our oceans than there will be of fish. Indeed, with such a high amount of plastic bags in our oceans, marine animals get stuck in them and die, and even attempt to consume them thinking they're food. Again, according to Waste Management, 100,000 sea animals such as sea turtles, whales, seals, sea lions, birds, and fish are killed each year due to plastic bags. Now that I've addressed the issue, let's proceed to the possible solutions to help overturn the mess that we have created, stopping the addition of more pollution. Solving the problem would be to completely ban the distribution of single-use plastic bags in the consumer world. First, I want to talk about the alternatives to these bags that all of us should and could be using if California did ban them. It's easy and simple. Our number one alternative Our number one alternative is that we could all be using reusable bags. These bags are intended for customers to reuse over and over again in order to save our planet. There are all different types of reusable bags, such as ones specifically used for produce, like these ones, insulated ones that can be used for hot cold products, and even small ones that can easily fit into your purse or pocket, etc. They can even carry a remarkable amount of weight in them. There's even a second option, which is indeed paper. Paper bags are also an alternative to plastic bags, considering these take 2 to 6 weeks to decompose since these are biodegradable, unlike plastic bags. It starts with all of us. You can do something to help the issue we are facing, and and that's switching to reusable bags or paper ones, but I highly recommend investing in some reusable ones. As most of you know, on the November ballot of 2016, Proposition 67 was on it to determine whether or not big grocery stores with pharmacies and other convenience stores would ban bags and charge a 10-cent fee on reusable and plastic bags. With a vote of 52 to 84%, the ban on bags was admitted into California state law. This proposition, now a law, has indeed reduced the amount of plastic bags being used, but what if there is more that we can do to help decrease our plastic footprint? In an article posted on the Berkeley Science Review titled Will California's Plastic Bag Ban Help the Environment by Erica Anderson, states that the government researchers surveyed the amount of plastic bags in storm drains of Alchemist County. Before the ban, the amount of plastic single-use bags accounted for 1% of litter, while post-ban they discovered that the number of plastic bags decreased by 44%. Anderson states that this indicates that the plastic ban bag is a positive step and has only made a small dent in reducing the waste in the ecosystem. All in all, I believe that completely banning the distribution of single-use plastic bags in all stores within our state could effectively and inevitably reduce the pollution of plastic bags in our oceans and landfills. I bet you're asking yourself, well, what am I supposed to use for my bathroom trash cans and picking up my dog waste? There's a simple answer to this. Do what those who didn't have access to plastic bags in earlier times did. They used newspaper to line the trash cans and then simply dump your trash into the black bin when full and scoop up the poop with the comedy section. A complete ban on plastic bags might seem scary to lazy consumerism, considering there wouldn't be convenient plastic bags available, but environmentally it's the smartest decision to be made. Of course, it would be dreaded the first couple of months due to the forgetful consumerism neglecting their reusable bags, but after a year, it could be engraved into the mind to bring reusable bags. This will substantially stop allowing our throwaway society from continuing to pollute our earth. We can recycle bags and invest in reusable bags. But in conclusion, I suggest that California legislation should propose a law that completely bans all businesses and corporations, big to small, from selling bags to their customers to stop feeding the issue. Again, today I've talked about our plastic bag dilemma and the possible solutions to minimize and not allow this trend to continue in the future. With the ongoing issue of plastic pollution in our landfills and oceans, California should ban the distribution of plastic single-use bags within all consumerism in the state. With all that being said, I hope I persuaded you that the banning of single-use plastic bags should become state law, and to at the very least invest in a reusable bag, not plastic one. Lastly, remember to bring your bags.